What's up, recappers? Well, I know it's been a minute, and I've got so many things to catch you guys up on. You know, back on the last video when I said I owed you guys like about 5, that number is more than doubled. And for my podcast listeners who are here, yes, I do still owe you guys some podcasts. In fact, you guys are going to be getting back-to-back podcasts. I had not recorded any because I wasn't trying to record any podcasts without at least having an AJ's Corner portion. You know, this season, she and I have been doing more conversational pieces for the entire episodes, and not like we used to do. Sorry about all the noise, cars are passing by. Not like what we used to do, where it was me doing the majority of the episode and then having the AJ's Corner piece. But this season we had been doing more of a conversational episode. So therefore, you know, it was her and I doing a lot. And it's been really hard to get this woman pinpointed and pinned down so that we can do this, because she's been busy with all of her tournaments. Normally it's me. A lot, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It was always difficult for me to get the episodes for the podcast done because of me and my schedule. Because, you know, during the year I'm teaching. It's hard to do it during the year. Then in the summertime, my family seems to think, well, you ain't at school, so you're at our beck and call. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it has taken me some time to be able to start saying no. You know, that was probably one of AJ's biggest things with me, is I never say no. And I've learned to start saying no. And I've had a lot going on personally lately. You know, and I am going to get into that in another video. That's not even what this video is about. I'm actually on my way now. I'm going to go grab meds for my mom from the pharmacy. But I wanted to hop on because I am wanting to express my condolences to the family of great actor Malcolm Jamal Warner. I am just devastated about, you know, finding out about his passing. Malcolm Jamal Warner, for those of us, you know, who were, you know, privileged enough to grow up watching this guy, he was one of a couple of things. He was either your big brother, or he was the brother of your friend that you either found annoying or you had the crush on. Yeah, we're just gonna say it like that. Or he was maybe your brother's friend that you either found annoying or you had the crush on, you know. But in all sense and all purposes, watching this dude play the role of Theodore Aloysius Huxtable for all those years, he seriously embodied what having, you know, what being that son with those two parents who were hardworking parents raising their kids in a strict environment was. Because I ain't gonna lie, that was us, you know. No, my parents were not a doctor and a lawyer, you know. My father worked for an oil company. My mama was a custodian for school district. But, you know, I'll tell people all the time, Exxon fed me well. My daddy was a an operator. He was an oil man for years. And, you know, when those storms would come through and something would happen and those engines, or as my daddy would call them, the horses, would stop running and they couldn't figure out what to do, they were calling my father. This is a man who didn't have a college degree. No, we didn't. My father was a Vietnam vet. He did communications. He worked for the Texas Highway Department. He worked for Exxon. That's where he retired from. Exxon fed me well when I was growing up. That's why I'm a thickum right now. That's why, despite even having that damn weight loss surgery, I'm still fighting to keep weight off. Because, damn it, I ate when I was growing up. I never had a hungry day when I was growing up. I may have some now, you know, because my life don't always work out right, but didn't have them growing up. But The Cosby Show was one of those shows where I remember every Thursday night without fail, 7 p.m., my father, my mother, my brother, myself, we were in the house, in the living room, around that television. We were watching that show. Now, the earlier years, my mom, not so much all the time, because my mama's job as a custodian, she went to work at 1 in the afternoon. She didn't get off till, you know, about 8:39 p.m. But my daddy was watching the show with me and my brother. Then in their later years, when my mom wasn't working, then we were all watching. I can honestly say, that's one of those shows we watched as a family through all of them, from episode 1, season 1, all the way to the very last one, when Theo was graduating college. I kind of followed his career because he was a great actor. You know, he really was. I enjoyed his work. But not only was he a great actor on screen, but he always seemed to be just a great human being, period. The crazy thing is, and this is just me, I don't care what all the innuendos is. One thing I've discovered about those kids that grew up on that show, I distinctly remember hearing them say that Mr. Cosby, he did treat them like they were his children. You know, he was always on them about being on their studies, doing this, doing that. I think I remember hearing Lisa Bonet saying how brokenhearted he was when he found out she was pregnant. And that's why she had to be off of a different world, because he was like, no, you know, you can't be a single pregnant girl on the show. That's not what this show embodies. You know, yeah, we know that happens, but that's not what the Huxtables are representing. You know, and I remember hearing Malcolm say things like, you know, people tuned in to our show because a lot of family resonated with us, because despite what you would see and hear, you know, we did represent a lot of families, a lot of black families. A lot of black families really were like us. And for those who weren't, they watched us because we, you know, our show showed what they wanted to be. This man had a wife, he had a daughter. I think one of the best things was he never put his daughter in the spotlight. He always made sure that, you know, she stayed out of the craziness. And I love that about him. It seemed like everybody, you know, people always want to say the nice things about you when you're gone. But I will be honest when I say that, as far as I know, I bad about him when he was still living. I've only heard people say really great things about Malcolm Jamal Warner. That he was a hard worker. That he was professional. That when he showed up, he wanted to do a job. He wanted to do his job. He wanted to do it correctly. He had a wonderful work ethic. And I did not get to see the last show he was doing, The Resident. I saw clips of it, and I remember saying, God, I gotta watch this show, but I never did get the chance to watch it. I do want to try to go back and watch it. Gotta see where it's streaming. But I did want to just hop on, you know, AppsRecapps is sending out prayers. And, you know, I am praying for his wife, his daughter, his family. This is a tremendous loss. You know, hey, I was a daddy's girl that lost my daddy back in 2007. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It doesn't get any easier. It just gets bearable, manageable. But I love you guys. I promise y'all I am working on episodes. I promise. I really am. What I'm trying to do, in all honesty, is I'm trying to give you guys actual edited videos, because I know y'all get tired of watching those hour-long raw videos. So what I'm really trying to do is really learn how to edit the videos so that when I can put one up, that's what I can do. And I am going to work on doing a podcast. I might have to put one up without AJ, without the corner, if I can't, you know, pinpoint her down. I would hate to do that, but you know, we might have to do that, because I know the listeners for the podcast, especially after that last one we did. The last one came out so echoey because I was actually there with her in person. I had my microphone on, and I was talking, and she was talking through her computer, and it went kind of haywire. But I am going to get it together. Today is what, Wednesday? I've got today, tomorrow. Then I have to go back to what I'm doing on Friday, and then I have Saturday and Sunday. So I got to get back on, and I'm going to revamp how I'm going to schedule these postings, because I know I said I was going to do one, the second and the fourth Sundays, and the other one was going to be the first and third Sundays. I'm going to revamp all of that and fix it so that I can actually realistically do this. Because now that I've got a pretty good following going, I want to keep that. I want to keep the momentum. I want to do it. AppsRecapps has a domain now. Yay. It is AppsRecapps.com. I am trying to officially get a website up. It's taking a minute because I didn't know websites were so damn expensive. And they're expensive to me because I ain't got no money. But that's neither here nor there. I'm working on it. Give your girl a second. So, I'm working on stuff. I want to get this online store going. Because an online store, in all actuality, is more realistic for me than a brick and mortar, because I cannot afford a brick and mortar right now. I'm just being honest. And a lot of people in this day and age are lazy and aren't all going out to do the foot traffic. I need to build foot traffic online so that I can get foot traffic in person, okay? I promise y'all, don't give up on me. I'm coming. I'm getting it. It's coming. The best is yet to come. This is my season. Your girl is about to enter the club because at the end of August, she's hitting the big 5-0. So, you know, I'm tired of running for the people. It's time for me to be running for me now, you know. Aside from the fact that I run for the good Lord above, I want to run for me. So, with that being said, keep a lookout. I will definitely be letting you know what's going on. I'm going to be putting up some new things, getting stuff together, getting things done. A lot of stuff is happening that I am trying to make sure that I'm keeping you guys in the loop. I've got like 3 to 4 different actual planners. I've gotten away from doing those day planners to doing it on my phone. Y'all, let me tell y'all, I gotta go back to the day planners. Because if I don't see it in front of me, and sometimes I don't look at the phone, if there's something that's coming up major, after I got it on my day planner, I'll put it in the phone for it to come up. But no, girlfriend needed it in her planner. I need to be writing it. I'm just being honest. That's the way it's got to be. But, yeah, so I do pray that everybody is still enjoying your summer. I know for all of my teachers, you guys are getting geared up, getting ready to go back. Note I said you guys. Don't quite know what's happening with me on that end. I do know, as many of you know, I missed my certification test, practice exam, whatever, by 10 points, so I couldn't go take the actual exam. It's been a lot going on with that. I will clue you guys in. So no, I am not going back to my district that I was with, but I've got some things in the works of what I would like to do in the field of education. I'm going to be adding that in. So for any of you recappers who have your kiddos and you really want them to get ahead with their reading, their writing, their comprehension, you know they don't teach cursive. This girl does. Yes, I taught 7th and 8th grade English, but my certification program is 7 through 12. But I am great at getting children who are first time learning English, even from the littlies on up. I'm the person that gets kids excited to learn to read. From the ages of 3 on up. Getting them excited to learn to write from the ages of 3 on up. So I'm working on trying to start a little private session. I do have an actual private tutoring company that I didn't work it this summer, but I'm about to roll that into the AppsRecapps business as well. There's quite a few things that are going to be coming up. There's a lot of stuff that I have going on that I really want to do as far as assisting kids, older kids, especially with their writing and their reading. Because guys, there is a problem in this country, especially here in Texas. Our babies cannot read. It's sad when I have 7th graders and 8th graders coming to me telling me that they can't read. Not that they can't read what I'm writing, they just can't read, period. So, y'all keep a lookout. I will keep updating, okay? So, that is all. I'm going to leave you with this. Again, rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner. You are loved. You will be so missed. thank you all for everything. Continued prayers. Love you guys.